Hey, I'm Chris Duke, the Glamping Guy, and I'm sitting down here at one of my glamping sites on Monument Creek in Monument, Colorado. Now, I exist for two reasons. One is to host people here at beautiful sites like this one. I'm here at Brave Heart. It's one of two glamping sites that are closest to our creek that runs through it. You can hear the rippling of the stream right outside your tent. That's one reason I exist, is to host glamping enthusiasts on my property and really show them a good time and just do the best I can with that. The second reason I exist as a glamping guy is to help other landowners like myself to develop safe, legal, and profitable glamping operations on their private property. I'd like to say that there are three, maybe they're the biggest fears, perhaps there's some bigger ones, but I'm gonna give you the three biggest fears that people have that shared with me of why they're hesitant to start glamping operations on their private property. The first reason is probably codes and being afraid of violating codes or violating some sort of zoning regulation and getting in trouble with the state or the municipality or their county. I have a lot of experience in that and getting in trouble. Many of my videos is me working through those troubles. I encourage glamping owners to just look at it this way. If you get dinged, get undinged. If all of a sudden you get a letter of violation in the mail or you get a knock on the door from some building code inspector or something like that, don't think of it as you getting shut down. There's several steps and processes that county codes, that's typically what I deal with is county, or even if it's in the city or something like that, there are many steps they need to go through before they shut you down. And you'll learn a lot as you go through the permitting process. When you buy a piece of property, they don't give you a class on how to get everything permitted properly. You just need to kind of figure it out on your own. Do ample research. Go ahead and look into what you can and can't do. But don't be afraid to pull that trigger and actually do it, because you're going to get dinged somehow for overlooking something. The second fear, and one that I have a lot of experience in also, is upsetting your neighbors. Now, I live out here in the county. I live in what's called rural residential property. So I do have neighbors. In fact, I think you can see a few of them up in the hill there. This is a new neighborhood that's coming in. And not all my neighbors are hunky-dory about what I'm doing. We really don't want to upset our neighbors. We want to be good neighbors. I hope you want to be a good neighbor. However, I encourage landowners to think of your rights as a landowner. And it doesn't really matter what your neighbors think. It matters what the law says is allowed. Most counties, most towns, most municipalities around the country have very precise and detailed allowances of what you can and can't do. And when a neighbor gets angry, do your best to appease those neighbors. I've written in certain things into my development plans for neighbors and their concerns, and that's what's being called a good neighbor. I have one neighbor who is, bringing up a whole community, trying to do a community uprising. I'm not listening to her so much. I mean, I do have rights as a landowner, just like she has rights as a landowner. I might do some more videos on that, because it's a very interesting thing that you need to do as a glamping owner. But I would advise the landowner who is hypersensitive to pleasing their neighbors to not be so hypersensitive to it. Be sensitive, but not overly sensitive to where you will shut everything down at the first neighbor that complains. And the third fear is the fear of the kind of guests that you would bring on. That to me is the easiest fear to overcome. I mean, you'll get to know it as you develop your glamping operation. The people who come on your property and enjoy your property are some of the coolest people on the planet. I mean, they're adventurous people looking for unique stays and unique experiences. I mean, we've had over 1,000 guests on our property. We've had a couple that were kind of strange, but they only stay for a day or two. It's not like they stay forever. The return on investment that you enjoy is really second to none. I mean, you can't compare it to any other asset class in real estate, honestly. It's worth the money to go ahead and bring strangers on your land. So those are the three fears that I hear people say of why they shouldn't do a glamping operation. Really, landowners should be doing some glamping operations on their private property. And Glamping Guy exists to help you develop safe, legal, and profitable glamping operation on your private property. So hit the subscribe button, at least hit the like button, please. It helps raise me in the algorithms and make for a better glamping world. So I'm Chris Jube, the Glamping Guy. We'll see you next time.